to further enforce the threat. They're like, look, this is what it is. This is what's going to happen. This is where you're going to go. And I'm like, all right, well, I know I have to take an entrance exam. So I am going to absolutely fail the fuck out of that entrance exam on purpose.
They're like,
and so so we go through the tour and everything, and it's like, okay, whatever. Yeah. And this guy that I was with, I'm like, this guy's a fucking moron. Oh my God, this guy needs to be here. Like, sign him up. But so when they gave me the test, the entrance exam, I was just like ready to just blow all the questions. But the questions were like 4th grade questions. Like if I failed this test, they would put me away. Like, I'd be just gone from society. So I mean, literally, it was like, how many sides does a square have? I'm like,
oh no.
I can't.
Wait a minute.
I can't logically say 3 and go home with anyone.
Is this
tonight,
the army or what is this?
It was just a military school of some sort.
No, military school.
Yeah, just a private military thing.
I was dating a guy that failed the Navy course 3 times. You only get 3 chances, and I broke up with him because he was too dumb for me.
Well, that's like California. You get
Dang.
well, I think you get as many chances as you need, but every time you fail the written test in California, you have to wait like 6 weeks or something before you can take it again, and then 6 weeks, and so on. And they'll let you keep taking it, but it's like 6 weeks in between. So the first time I took it, I failed the written test, like just failed it.
You didn't know how many sides the square had?
And right, exactly. How many wheels does a car have? And and so I was like, God damn. And so I came back, whatever it was, 6 weeks later, and I failed it again. But the woman let me pass because one of the questions had actually had its answer changed recently. So it was something like, when you sell your car, like, how long do you have before you need to report it or whatever? Which, by the way, has nothing to do with driving a car.
No, it doesn't.
But I had the right answer, but that answer had recently been changed from it was 7 days, and it had recently changed to 10 days. And so 10 was the right answer, but I had the original right answer. And she was like, you have the original right answer, so I'm going to let you pass. And then, I went on and got my license, and the roads are what they are ever since.
I don't think California people pay much attention to the laws on the road anyway.
Well, they can't go fast enough to break any laws anymore. I mean, you can't speed really, unless you're really trying.
Or on a motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to a show in Hollywood the first year we lived there with a friend of mine, and we got stuck in a traffic jam at 2 a.m. on the freeway, and it's 6 lanes of freeway. I was like, what the what's wrong with this place?
Yeah. Oh, it's all bad. It's all bad. It's all bad. Like, I went to Baltimore Comic-Con this weekend, and I haven't done a con in a city in a long time. And I was like, oh, now I remember why. This is a terrible situation. The breakdown, getting in was fine, but the breakdown was terrible. And the city is just filled with cars. And this was I've done this show a couple of times. The last time I was there, they had a marathon on Saturday.
Oh God!
So no one could get anywhere to park because they were running a marathon.
All the roads blocked off.
Right, exactly. And then another time they had a football game that was happening at the same time. So all the parking was just
no parking,
jammed up. Yeah, it was the worst. And then it all breaks out at the same time, and the city is just flooded with people and cars, and it's the worst. So when I left to this yesterday, God, I was like, I don't think this is terrible. This is awful, and I don't want to do it anymore.
Not really talking us into going to shows like that.
No. City shows are the worst. The worst.
I think all shows are the worst.
The worst.
We have Knoxville, which is city, but not as bad as when I was in New York. But it's city, like you can't park anywhere, and you got to park and walk, which my fat ass does not like to do. So when I go, that's the only reason why I refuse to go to be a vendor at the cons, because it was just such a hellish freaking thing. Walk into the truck and then going and getting a pass. Then you have to walk all your stuff there, and then you have to drop your stuff off, and then go back, and then walk up and through. I hated it.
Well, I was even going to walk my stuff to the place. I was like, I'm not going to stand in the line to get in the back door and drive my car in. And like, I'm just like, I will just push it because I'm like up a block up the street. And then as I'm pushing my cart, the guy's like, how much longer you got? And I'm like, I don't know, like 2 trips. And he's like, well, we're closing these doors and locking them in 7 minutes. And I'm like,
7 minutes?
You know how many vendors you have who are trying to go, out and get to their car? And he's like, don't matter. This is locked up in. So it was like, we closed at 5. They closed and locked the doors at 5:30.
Oh my God.
And then the only way to get in and out is to go in the back and get in line and wait and get in line to, drive in with the 150 other vendors that are all trying to drive and get in. I'm like,
no.
This is stupid, right? And he was like, not my problem. I'm like, I know it's not your problem.
Like, I'll make sure I run you over with my car.
That's right. Your shins are going to be painful.
Mine was the opposite. It didn't. So they told us to pack up and leave. I think I told you this, Lori.
Pack up and leave.
They told us to pack up and leave on Sunday. So it was like an hour early, and we're like, all right. So I was packing up. I was one of the quote unquote celebrity guests.
Yeah.
And they
pack up and leave?
Yeah, pack up and leave. And I was like, okay. Rude. So I packed up everything. I walked the half a mile to my car. I got in the car. I drove it all the way back. And I said, can I park it here? And she says, no, you have to, even though everyone else was, you could park it there, but you need to have friends in this world to sit there and wait. I did not have these so-called friends. So I was like, but other people have their vans here. She's like, yeah, they have somebody sitting in there. I was like, seriously, you're going to put me as a pariah because I don't have anyone on my side here, And no. So I had to drive it all the way back. And then she's like, oh, you can go underneath. And I was like, all right. So I drove it all the way underneath. And the gate is closed. So I went all the way back. I said, the gate's closed. She's like, no, you have to talk to the microphone. I was like, son of a bitch. I drove all the way back underneath. I talked to the microphone. And right now it's like 4:30. And he goes to the microphone. We can't open the gate till 5.
Yeah.
I go, okay.
Let's leave.
Yeah. So yeah, I said I was told to leave. Well, you can't leave till 5. You can't go through here till 5. And I was like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Sit in my car? He's like, do you have a pass? No, you got to go get a pass. So I had to go park, walk the half mile back.
I would have just gone home. I would have just said,
pack up my stuff.
I wouldn't care. I don't care. I would have been like, you guys deal with it.
It was like all my comics. That was like, it was like one box that would have just dragged.
I would have been like, look, I am a guest. You guys can ship my shit back to me.
So anyway, I drove my car all the way back, had to find a parking space. Then I walked all the way back, went all the way 3 floors down, went to my table. Now it's 4:15. So now I have 15 minutes. I got to wait. They won't give me a pass until 5. So now I have to wait in line with these other people. I had no idea what was going on. And then I'm in line and she's like, you need a picture of your table emptied. I was like, if you don't give me a pass, I'm burning this place
down. Yeah, I was just going to say, burn that place down. Burn it.
Like, and then the girl next to me is like, she's fine. She's fine. And I was like, all right. So they gave me a pass. So I had to go all the way up to my car, walk all the way back to the half night, get in the car, I drive back down, talk to the guy on a thing, open the door, and then park it. And then I had to go all the way back in, put everything on a cart, drag it all the way down, do all that. And
Thanks
I was like,
to Carissa, we call this place the Tinder Wing now.
And I had a really good experience until that point because even my husband's like, you seem to enjoy the weekend. I was like, yeah, until the end, marred by an entire weekend because my fat ass did not like all the exercise I got. So I was not happy about it. But I did like being a guest. I did not like the packing and the unpack. All the other guests were fine. They liked every single one of them except for, what is that guy? Daniel Rowe? What is it? The one that's in Terrifier 3 and was the Munsters grandfather. It's like Rowe something. Anyway, super, super nice. But he had like 4 tables of stuff like merchandise and DVDs. Everyone else in the signature had nothing else to sell except for like pictures. So they were all like packed up in 4 seconds. The guy who was next to me and the one that was in 1,000 Corpses, House of 1,000 Corpses, he had everything packed in 2 seconds and then he was talking for like 2 hours. And I was like, okay. So he was in a rush to leave until he was talking to people. but yeah, it was interesting that I mean, it was nice having a free table, and I made a couple of $100. So, but yeah, did not like the packing up and going part. So, good times. Oh, and then this one I just went to last weekend. It was a little expo center. They give you carts, which is super nice of them, until it hits the unpaved whole parking lot. Like I hit it, and the whole thing like stuttered, and everything fell, and like this mug that someone gave me broke, and I was so upset.
Aw.
Yeah, and somebody came and helped me, and she's like, "I'm so sorry," and I was like,
So you send those pieces to Lori because she'll fix that shit right up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can, yeah.
yeah, all right, that's fair. I saved them all.
Shut up,
That's
Tom.
why I said Tom
How do you know my
volunteer.
secret skills?
It's like
Because
a
you
Japanese
show
trade.
every week I see a new skill that's happening online. It's like, oh, I did this and I did this and I did this.
It's not technically new. I have accumulated these skills over
Right.
time.
But I only see them, once
But
so
you
often.
don't
It's
yet.
like, oh, now
see
I'm
them when
binding
I
books,
reveal them.
and now I'm doing Pokemon videos, and now I'm doing, whatever. Yeah.
Palcatera is actually the middle name. The last name's MacGyver.
Ah. Did you
No,
know I know how to make bombs?
I believe
Out
you.
of no, I'm just
Bath bombs.
Hey!
I was going to use a Texas joke, but bath bombs it is.
And so today I got my hardcovers in. Aren't they
Ooh,
pretty?
nice. Yeah, that
Yeah,
looks
they're
good.
pretty. So I got to notice there's 17 boxes. I got to notice that it was on its way. I hear a crash outside. I went outside. One box in front of my door, and she's leaving. And I was like, "There's supposed to be 16 more." I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So waited all day. This was like 9:30 in the morning, right when my husband left. Because that's how I remember. It was 9:09. Because I was like, "You better hurry in case the truck comes." So then the next truck came at, oh my god, it was like 6:30 at night, or like 6 at
Oh
night.
my god.
16 boxes, and this guy is dragging them in this huge truck. And I said something that I probably should have said because it really pissed him off. He goes, "Oh, this wasn't my roots, and they made me come here, and it's out of my way, and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, someone brought one of the boxes, so you probably have 16." He's like, "Somebody was here," and I was like, no." It was like,
I would be like, you should take it up with them.
yeah,
You should have said, yeah, yesterday.
yeah. He's like, "Okay, well, they told me no one was gonna be here, but all right."
Oh, they lied.
I'm a little pissed off now. I was like, "Want some water?" "Yes, I do." "Okay." I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I got 16 boxes, and now they're upstairs in the garage. Slightly scared to bring them in here, but they're actually half the size of the last boxes. So, I guess 22 pages makes a difference. I don't know, because these are 22 pages less, but they're like half the size boxes. So we'll find a place for them somewhere. I don't have to buy hardcovers again until next year for my Western, but I'm excited because I found out that I don't need Lori's skill, because I wouldn't have had it anyway, to make the leather bound books. I'm still gonna do some of my books because I bought $50 worth of leather, but they're gonna leather bound them for me, so it's gonna look like the supernatural journals that people can get. So we'll see how that goes. I ordered, well, I'm not ordering, but I got a quote for 400 hardcovers and 100 leather. So I'll get that. I'm not even finished with issue 1. This is just me planning ahead. So
That's an option I've been thinking of using for like when my trilogy's done, like making the whole thing one piece, like a giant size. I don't know if I want to call it graphic novel because it's less than 70 pages.
Omnibus.
But if I have enough content in it, like some concept art, map, yada yada yada, I would like to do a leather bound one and make it look like something. I just kind of
a book with leather on it, because that's what it's gonna look like. The only problem is there's no pictures.
There is at one point a piece with leather, a leather bound book, and I want to try and make it look like that, I think. But
well, this isn't
just
the
a thought.
hardcover, because I guess there's a couple ways you could do it. There's the hardcovers with like leather. This is just, I guess, just leather. So it's going to be like a journal. That was the whole plan. So I don't know if anyone's going to want this, but the only thing that sucks is there's no cover, there's no title, there's no nothing. So
get a brand it. Make a brand, heat it up, and just sear it right on.
Lori knows how to do shit. So
I have brands.
yeah,
Nice.
there you go. I'll just fly to your house with all the 100 books. So
Do you ever like order?
I don't
custom?
actually have brands.
I want to
guys.
see. I want to see it. I want to see that banana bread you're making with a brand on it. Like,
I was like, I
Probably
really
won't.
don't have brands. I really don't. I'm just agreeing to everything you say. You think I do at this point.
I
I
think that would be
don't,
cool.
I don't have a brand, but I got my wax seals in the mail today. So that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have
it's
that. We could heat that up super hot and brand it into the banana bread.
wax.
Banana bread is really good, by the way. It turned out good.
I can't have banana. Well, I did find a really good gluten-free bread. It's got more sugar than I eat in a year, but I found banana bread that's gluten-free.
Did I tell you
by
the reason
time I eat it.
why? Didn't I send you a picture, Carissa, of the banana fiasco?
No.
So I've been ordering groceries because they opened this really nice, fancy grocery store. But in order to get there, you have to drive through this intersection that's under construction. And it actually will take you like 45 minutes to get through the one intersection at times. And so I just ordered delivery. So I ordered a bunch of 5 bananas. So you have to tell them how many bananas. Because if you say
do they
one,
bring
you
5
literally
bundles?
get 1 banana. But I got 5 bunches of bananas. I
Did
had
you
like
pay for 5 bunches or did you pay for 1 bunch?
I guess so. I had 25 bananas delivered, and
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
"What the fuck?"
You better
So
freeze them.
after we ate about half of them, and I think I gave some away, but I still ended up with like I had 12 bananas. So
My
banana
bananas
bread.
are brown. They could be like solid green when they get to my house. 24 hours later, they're brown and ready for.
Wow.
I don't know. We suck the life
Weird.
out of our poor bananas. I don't know what to tell you.
Must have a lot of humidity. I have a coworker
humidity?
from Australia, and he says he can't eat fruit here because it all tastes like cardboard to him because he's been out in the tropics. He says one thing if he has to have fruit, he'll like if you take a banana, if you put it in a paper bag and leave it in the sun, something about the effect of like I don't know the science behind it, but he says it's very helpful in regards to like humidity and
Someone
stuff.
is knocking on my door.
Gone.
Damn, priorities, man.
Boom.
Yeah, I feel bad. I had a friend ask me today if I can translate their 250 pages from Spanish into English. I was like, I can't even do English into English. Like I'm like dyslexic. Like you're not gonna get anything back that actually makes any sense.
Dyslexic
whatsoever.
Spanish translated from English. That sounds
maybe it would work. Yeah.
I always like translating something to one language on Google and then translating it back. Do it a couple times and it's absolutely nothing what you were trying to get in the first place. That's always satisfying.
that's just like playing telephone game.
Yes.
Right,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
I've translated with Lingo Jam. Is it Lingo Jam? With I keep getting this newsletter. I have nothing to do with you. Perion Con? I don't even know. It's in a state I've never even been to, so I don't know why you keep sending this to me. They're like, join the con. I was like, I don't even know who you are. Subscribe.
They just want your money. It's different. It's not the con you're thinking of.
This is not the con.
Join the con.
Join the con. But yeah, I use Lingo Jam for Nokian. I didn't really know it was a real thing, but the angel language. So I have Nokian. Who was it? Did you get a pizza?
It was not a pizza, sadly. It was a child.
Oh, that's not worth it. Only pizzas are worth it. Which child is it?
I didn't even get any Girl Scout cookies out of it.
What?
No. It was
What?
just small child wanting to know if there was food left from dinner.
Were they like lost and you're like, oh, no, I can't help you on a show.
I was like, you are
child.
hungry. Have a
Aw.
banana.
Full circle. Good job.
Yeah. Like I saw this thing that was all the kid was like crying on the camera because the bus had let him off at the wrong stop.
Oh no.
So the bus just went to the kid just went to the first stop and was like, find my mom. The kid's like, the woman's like, I don't know your mom, but she found her. So that's why Facebook's the thing. Just posted the video and the mom's like, what the fuck? Like, how is my kid not here? So that's not good. So Tom, any movies? I think you said you weren't gonna have time. What you saw?
I was at Baltimore, so I did watch a movie actually. Nia and I watched Shawshank Redemption when we were in the hotel.
Yes.
And then we watched the first episode of Penguin
What?
No.
the Batman show, Penguin.
Oh.
And
I've heard
we
some mixed reviews on that one.
we
Is that
both
what it's called,
pretty
Penguin?
much we both pretty much hated it. And then we just started to talk about, because she's a huge Batman fan, and so we started to talk about, because it's the Penguin from the movie The Batman, like the one that just came out. It's
Sparkly Vampire
Colin
Batman.
Farrell
the
one,
spin-off.
yeah.
So she was like, yeah, I don't think I like this because I didn't like the Batman. And I was like, oh, I love you so much more now. You make me so happy that you have agreed with me. Not only that she agreed with me, but that she's like, she told me, she's like, look, Batman is like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's probably still good. But she couldn't finish the Matt Reeves movie. She was so bored with it. I was like, yes, this is my woman.
You were in a hotel room with a girl that liked the same stuff as you or hated the same stuff as you. I should be more thing. So that's good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, she's totally polar opposite for me, but in this case, we definitely landed on the same square, which was awesome.
You landed on the same.
Yeah, that's such a phrase I don't usually hear.
I was just told beds are rectangle, but that's just
yeah.
I'm not saying it. Wasn't me.
slow motion.
He was playing Naked Twister. Oh no, wait, that's a circle. All right, never mind. I don't know. I never played Twister, so someone would have gotten hurt in my family.
I was at the video store today because on the way back I stopped at the
video store.
Yeah,
the
6 for 3?
the used video store. And as I was
serious.
looking around, I actually saw there was a DVD that had all 3 of the Crow sequels on it, and I just had to start laughing and laughing. It was like $15. I mean, it's 3 movies, but still, it's like, what? Who? No one is ever buying this movie.
Dollar bin.
Stop it. Yeah.
Dollar bin.
I'm mad that they're charging to see the Eddie Furlong one because I wanted to see it, but I could not bring myself to pay for it. So, but I did think of Tom because I should have tagged him because there was somebody posted saying that Gen Z or Alphas or whatever the hell they're called were protesting the fact that The Crow is taken out of the theater, and they say they want to boycott the original. How do you boycott the original? Boycott it how? Not watch it? Nobody's going to know it. Like, what are you boycotting?
Listen, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, let me explain something to you really fast, okay?
They're not on Facebook.
If you want something to be in the theater, you have to buy a ticket to go see it, dumb shits. And if you don't, that means it's a failure, and then you get to watch it on streaming eventually.
Yes.
But if you want it in the theater, you have to go buy a ticket and go and see it and make it worth having in the theater. As you guys recall, my theater did boycott it. They were like, keep that piece of crap out of here. We don't even want it. They didn't even play it at my theater. They did not want it. And so I have a sense that a lot of theaters were like that. And the ones that did actually play it dumped it after about 3 weeks because no one wanted to see it. Gen Z and then Gen Alpha, nobody wanted to see it. That means you didn't want to see it either. So, suffer.
I'm still just curious. Suffer. I'm just curious how they plan to boycott a movie that's been out for 30 years. How old am I?
That's funny.
What I'm curious to know is what is the grounds that drive them to quote unquote boycott the movie?
I
just
boycott anything.
I just saw it for the first time.
Culture. That's
I'm putting quotation marks. Why are they not liking it? I guess is a nicer way to.
They said the new Crow is better. That was what their argument was. The new Crow is better.
Oh, these poor summer children.
That's literally what I said on a podcast the other day. Somebody asked me, they were like, so if someone hadn't seen the original or the new one and they didn't know anything about the Crow, which would you tell them to see the new one? And I said it depends on how old they are. If they're kids, they're going to go see the new one. They're going to relate to the new one. They will not have any concept of the original. But if you're my age, you're going to want to see the original because you will hate whatever is happening with the new one. So that's exactly what I said on a podcast. I knew these dipshits were going to like this movie, but not enough of them go to the theater to save it.
Do you know why? It's because they've been raised in an era with a bunch of bullshit Hollywood nonsense. They weren't around for the 90s and all the 80s and all the good movies. All they're getting is reruns.
I think the problem is that they don't leave their homes. So unless it's streaming,
That's it. That's what
they're
I'm
not
saying.
going
Yeah.
to watch it. It's
That's
got
it.
to be on their phone or their TV, and they're not, or their
That's-
computer, or they're not
That's
watching.
exactly right. Gen Z and Gen Alpha are killing the movie theater.
Although the one thing I liked about
And
the
the
Crow,
diamond industry and the avocado industry.
I liked the idea of
I'm okay
the
killing
protagonist
avocados.
was happy until the bad thing happened, and I think a younger crowd, they don't take as lightly, for lack of better wording, dynamics like dead women and rape. So I think, and I haven't seen the new one. I don't know anything about it that much, except the fact that Pennywise is the Crow. But being a millennial, kind of in between the two generations.
Can we do some kind of weird crossover with that?
No,
What do you
stop.
mean?
We need to stop making all of that. No.
No, I mean
Crossover?
like a Halloween costume where you're
Oh,
both
oh my
kids
God.
and the crow.
The crit.
Yeah,
The crit.
I like it. I'm
We'll
sorry,
call
Ray. I
him
didn't mean to
That's all good. We'll call him
derail your
Dravenwise. Dravenwise. Instead of the black lines, it's actually the red
lines.
into
Yeah,
the
it's
mouth.
the crow makeup, but with red lines. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like that a lot.
That was
Sorry.
clever. Patent pending.
It's right up there with what we were talking about last week with Chad was 300 Sinners. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. 300 Sinners. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, this the Crow movie. My first impressions. Side note, which is completely unrelated. The first time you see like the one girl lying in bed and you see her naked backside, and then there's a girl in the shower right away. You see her naked backside. I'm like, oh, she just woke up and took a shower, and you find out later they're not the same person. I'm like, well, that's kind of confusing, but that's a minor detail.
What is this?
That when you first see the antagonist, him and his girlfriend,
What
there's
movie?
another
The
woman.
Crow?
Yeah, in the first one.
The first Crow.
Yeah. I swear I'm not being oblivious or clueless here. I saw it with my own two eyes.
Yeah.
We went to take a shower, and you don't know it's the same person.
The girlfriend, she goes to take a shower, and then they have the victim. He says, "Oh, we wore her out." They turn her over.
Oh,
I thought they were the same person until you see them in the room at the same time. It just kind of made me laugh. I'm like, oh, that was kind of weirdly misdirecting, but a minor detail.
I got what you're just saying. Yes, I'm sorry you were so confused by the 4 seconds of her in the shower.
It didn't really matter.
Everyone else is watching the girl in the shower, and you're trying to figure out how it's not the same person. That's
yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I like how the story took its time. It didn't have to rush scene to scene. If I had any type of complaint, the only minor one I could really give for it would be excessive soundtracks, like different songs. But that was just kind of the thing at the time. It's like Deadpool now, like every 5 minutes it's a new song. But
Yeah,
overall,
but at least for the Crow, it was current songs, whereas everything now is nostalgia bait. It's
that
like,
is a song.
hey, remember 1987? Here's a song. Like they even did that. Nia and I
Very
were
good
started
point,
to laugh
yes.
because even in the freaking Penguin, they did that. At the
Oh, really?
very
Yeah.
end of the
God.
Penguin, they started playing Dolly Parton 9 to 5. I was like, look, they're doing it again. And we just started laughing.
That's
So,
funny.
yeah.
What else in that? Yeah, that's a really funny point. What's the one by 9 Inch Nails? What's the song in The Crow?
I don't know.
Anyways, I had, when that movie came out, I was 10. At that time,
Souls.
I was in high school.
So
the opening lyrics are
that one.
yeah, that one. That's right. With the
Dead
with the
Souls?
bass. But anyways, when that first came out, my brother and his friends for a high
Dead
school
Souls,
project,
yeah.
they had to make this. They had to make a short film, so they had this movie about Wendigo, ironically, that they were cops and had to track down all these deaths, and it turns out being this paranormal monster. The opening scene, they needed a victim, so I was just
A dead body.
10. I was 10, so they filmed me running around, and then they used blurred black and white distorted view and heavy breathing. And during that scene, they used that same song from 9 Inch Nails and The Crow. So that was kind of cool to watch it and understand my age at the time. That was kind of, I wouldn't say nostalgia, but kind of time warpy, for lack of better wording. That was really
I was
cool.
a freshman in high school.
94?
94, I was a junior. Wait, what's the second one? Junior. Yeah, right. Junior. Is it
Sophomore.
freshman, junior, or freshman, sophomore?
Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior.
I was a sophomore in high school.
We just use grades where I'm from.
We have that too, but we have extra labels.
I was in grade. What the fuck grades
9,
are
10,
they?
11, 12, freshman, sophomore. So
Yeah.
I was in 10 then.
Yeah, I was in grade 4.
Jesus Christ. That's all
I
right.
know, it's weird.
My husband's
what?
8 years younger than me, so every time I'm like, his friend came over and he's like, "Oh, I was in a magazine in 1986." It's like Oliver wasn't born, or 84. I was like, Oliver wasn't born, and I was 7. So yeah.
It was this is completely different subject, but you know how September 11th we just recently passed that. You know, I have 2 kids, so every year we kind of talk about it in a little more depth when they can understand things. And I just realized, you know, the Zombie Bros, Brandon Starochi, Sam Willis, and Trey, we were all talking. I was like, this is really a random question, but what do you guys remember? And they were like 6 when 9/11 happened, and I was like,
just yesterday.
huh?
My husband. Oh, it's today. Me and my husband just talked about this today where we were because
Isn't
he
that
was
weird?
like,
They were like
What?
6, and they were like, we didn't even know what was going on, and I was just like, holy shit! Like
yeah,
that's.
he-
You don't
Oblivious to
realize
the
like the age
surroundings.
gap until you're like you miss that entire world.
I was
event.
starting my last year of high school when that went down.
I
Ugh.
was working in the pharmaceutical labs in toxicology, so I'm a little bit older. My husband was I don't know where he was. Not high school.
Well, if he's 8 years younger than you, that would have what? He born 88?
He was born in 86. Math
86.
skills are phenomenal.
86. Yeah, he would have been halfway through high school then. He's
Yeah.
a couple years younger than me.
Yeah, so something there. Yeah. He likes to bring up the fact that when I was in high school, it would have been like pedophile. I was like, I didn't know you yet. It doesn't
Right.
count. Like this
not-
stupid thing to
we're-
say.
It's different
he's
when you're adults.
Well, I didn't meet him until he was 28. Yeah, 28. So
Well, then it was perfectly legal.
yeah, just a little bit. But he likes to bring it up that when you were in
Well,
high
she had some
school,
funny laws in 2014 where you are, buddy, either way.
yeah. But he wasn't very mature at 28, so I don't even want to know what he was like in high school. So. I think he was goth for a day, and then his mom beat him up, so that was it. So that's all I know. That's how much I know about my husband, that he was goth for a day. So, but yeah, I did not watch Aquarium of the Dead. I wanted to, but my co-writer had fallen down the stairs, so I didn't go visit. So I didn't get to see
Oh,
it.
is
but
she okay?
yeah, I think she's bruised up pretty good.
Damn.
I had done what she had done. Only hers was like a quarter of the stairs I did, but she like slid, like her foot went out under her and she like fell down the stairs. I did that too, and I remember that I had like an entire black bruise like on my thigh and my butt. But I remember falling down it. My husband was at work and I didn't get up for a while. I was kind of laying at the bottom and my cat just stared at me.
You were like, am I dead?
yeah, the
The
cat
cat's
Cats are
like,
sociopaths.
you're dead. I'm gonna start
Nobody
eating you
stuck
now.
on me. They just stared. My cat, the other animals didn't even come see me. This cat's just staring at me like, can I eat her yet? Is it too early?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Cat was like, you are dead. I'm
You
gonna
are
eat
food.
you now.
I looked, there was a video once that said that cats wait like 8 hours after you die and dogs wait like 4 days. So there goes the loyal. I doubt my cats
They
would
wait
even-
8 hours.
Me too. My cats would not wait 8 hours. They have, it depends how high the food dish is. Because if the food dish is empty, then it'll be like 12 minutes. But if the food dish is full, it might be like 2 hours. So with a what now? With a
You
twins?
talking
I'm
about
horrible.
Tom and Ray?
Yeah, that must be it.
Bobbsey twins? I don't get it. Is this a generational thing? Am I
Yeah, you're too
missing
young for
something?
it. Sorry.
What's the Bobbsey
You're
twins?
too
It sounds
Canadian.
familiar.
You're too
I'm
Canadian.
too
for it.
Canadian. That could be it as well. I need another Tim Hortons coffee mug.
Oh my
What?
It's a novel series. Bobbsey
But
twins.
I don't know. He's
You guys have
amazing.
to
But
see-
I heard that he won against Karen. So When does this?
Everybody
when does
wins
this
against Karen in the end. She just gets sick of the show and like just leaves.
I don't
I got the
know.
whole time by myself. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
But Ray's antics, he came prepared. He grossed us out a few times. Wait, it was. Oh, I turned it off. I'll find it.
But
I'll share
it
it.
was a
I'll
good
share
time.
the donut moment.
Okay, this was under her suggestion, mind you.
Shh, it's super funny. I have to find it though. So continue talking. I'll find it.
No.
I made Pops laugh a couple of times. Some good,
A bunch of times.
some
And
good
I gotta say,
chuckles.
yours is the first episode where I was like, we need to cut. Like, we can't say that.
Yeah,
can't say that.
sometimes my improv, I use my inside voice instead of my outside voice.
Yeah.
I
Between
was
that and
Canadian apologizing more so than usual.
when you get Pops going, he'll go too. So it's like between the two of you, I was like, oh no, we can't do that. See if I can find the donut moment. Here it is.
Canadian, what is it? Canadian good lord.
Canadian good lord, yeah, that's me.
Canadian,
Hey,
good lord.
nobody's perfect, right? So that's okay.
Pretty much. So I did not. I was going to go to the theater to see Deadpool, but I did not go yet either. So, but it went from last week being one showing a day to back to like 15. So I don't know if something happened. Like, did they have a crowd come in? I don't know. So I don't know if I'm going to see it in the theater or not. I'm working up to. I have like half a day of work tomorrow.
I have a theory about how sometimes it spikes and releases. I think they like leak. There's a secret Easter egg, or won't say it like that. But
it could be.
Okay, and everybody kind of piles in the theaters again. I need to see this.
That could be. I mean, you know, that was just weird because I was like, oh, I better go. It's leaving the theater. It was like 4:25 every day. I was like, I better go. And now I looked up the other day and it was like 10:15. 12,
well, if
1,
everything else is tanking, then they'll just put something back in that's working.
Well, that's a good point too.
So yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah, that's me. Oh, that's great. You should put on full screen. That was a lot of Tim Hortons. I haven't had that many calories in a long time.
It's so funny.
I had a 6-pack of donuts literally in a box.
I couldn't believe you brought so many goodies. Between that and his coffee.
You look at big screen. I want to see.
I
guess not.
Oh, that fake screen is not what you're sharing. That's why it's not showing it.
It's not?
But when you, I'm not sure what software you're using, but it's similar to mine. If you share, it opens a separate window. That window is not sharing.
It's not done. Like this is the software I use to edit. This is the only place I have it.
But if you hit, that's a donut. It's like blueberry
Why are you
flavored.
eating a donut?
Because
it's Tim Hortons donut.
Canadian and went to Tim Hortons.
That's what they do.
You have to bring enough for
Apparently, the first donut I've had in a long time.
You have to bring enough for the class, or you're not allowed to eat. I learned that, and like
unless you eat as fast as I did there.
I like the pops in front of a pops. What the hell is that? What was that?
That was him stirring his coffee with a hockey stick.
Nice.
That's what they do.
That's what they do. Tom knows.
It's just such we were just so silly.
We should save this for later, though. Don't spoil too much more.
I'm not. I'm just gonna
extra shenanigans to be had and more tomfoolery. No pun intended.
I mean, like we laughed the whole time. Maybe we should cut. Yeah. He's like, maybe we should cut that out. Oh, and we did. We did.
Good. I feel safer now.
That's the only part that made it into the thing is that part went into the bloopers.
There's just yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there was lots of good improv on that. And I liked. I think the thing I liked that I found the most fun about it is not just the ability to improv, but everybody brought something to reciprocate with and bounce off of each other. I thought there was a lot of variety between the three of us. It was very good. I had a lot of fun. Definitely would do it again. That's for sure.
Well, that's good. That's good feedback. I know people have like a memorable time on the show because after we record and after it airs, like George is still talking to me about it. Chris is still talking to me about his episode.
I love
you know
George's.
what I mean?
Yeah, I hate him too now. I just left at that.
Huh?
When he says, "Oh, my manager told me to come on here," and you said, "Oh, he must hate you," he says, "Yeah, I know, and I hate him too now."
I hate him too now.
That made me laugh.
Yeah. Chad is next.
Master Perkins.
Well, I think it's actually going to be
Seabart. Seabart.
I think it's going to be his character.
That'll be good. I want to see him hardened, alcoholic.
Yes, I think we are actually going to be having a drinking contest. Pops was like, "Make sure you film it at night," and I was like, "You think I'm going to be acting?" And he's like, "No, bring real drinks." Like,
you get like 5 hours of footage.
Yeah.
Alcoholic ranting at each other.
Nothing makes sense on that show at all.
Sounds about right.
The bloopers are longer than the show.
Seriously. I really think that Ray's ending is the best ones that we have captured so far. You'll have to wait and see, but I really think that your ending is so funny.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. That's the 4th, if I remember correctly.
You on October the 4th, yeah.
Yes.
Why? What's this? Oh, it's every other.
Yeah, I do it every other week, so it gives me time to edit and not. No, every week would have been too much.
My parents are here this Friday, so
yay!
You don't sound amused, Carissa.
No, it's fine. I had to order my generator for the work van, which pissed me off because I was able to make a $3,000 payment to my credit card, and I should have known better because like 4 seconds later I had to spend $8,000, but the minimum I had to put for the loan was $3,000, so I had to put $3,000 back in the card to buy the generator. And they called me today and like, we need to schedule it. I was like, well, they're like we can come on Wednesday. I was like, you can't come when my husband's not here because I would not know what to do with this thing. I was like, do you have a Monday? They're like, oh, we can bring it Monday between 11 and 5. And I was like, can you skip this Monday and do it next Monday because my parents are going to be? And they're like, no, we have to bring it back to the warehouse. And I was like, all right, just bring it Monday. So now I got to deal with that between 11 and 5. So,
boo.
Yeah. But it's fine.
I hate that big window too, 11 to 5.
Make sure you have no life for that window of time.
Well, yeah, I usually don't. Usually I'm fine. I don't have a life and I could do all that. But for Home Depot, it's 6 a.m. to like 10 p.m. is delivery. So it's like 14 hours.
Good Lord.
And again, I have no life, so this really isn't an issue. My parents are going to be here, and fortunately, it's not Tuesday because Tuesday would have been bad because I'm taking my mom to. We have a British tea shop that's not very British at all, and they're not open Mondays or Saturday or Sunday. But they're open Tuesday. So she literally was supposed to leave Tuesday morning. Now she's leaving Wednesday just so she can go back on Tuesday.
So I have to know now, a British tea shop that's not very much British. What is in it that's British and what is in it that doesn't make it British?
The British part, I guess, would be if you call in the day before, which means you can only get it on a Wednesday or Thursday or Friday because you have to call when it's open. You can get a scone. And that's it. That's the British part. Non-British part is everything else. They don't have little sandwiches. They don't have little
British scone tea shop is a more accurate description.
Well, they keep closing on me, so apparently they're just not. I must be bad luck for them. We found.
Do they at least tax your tea?
Wait, can you at least go in there and dump the tea on the floor and yell America?
Yeah. Actually, it's funny you saw that because I just watched a video that was someone from 1324 talking to someone in 2024, and the guy said 2024 said taxes are bad, right? And the guy from 1324 is like, yeah, it's horrible, man. We had a whole boycott because they raised our taxes from 1.4 to 1.6. Isn't that high? And the guy's like, yeah, it's pretty high. But yeah, I think we need to pour some tea into a freaking the water. But we used to have. I went on a first date with my husband.
Isn't
No,
that
it's not.
actually making the tea?
That's
You put
making
the
the
tea
tea, yeah.
leaves into the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, yeah. There was
Cold
really
brew tea.
good.
Au naturel.
All natural, no.
Mm.
My husband and I went to a tea. They're always super expensive. This one that's closing isn't that bad, but when we went to one, it was $50 for lunch for this little tea shop. Yeah, it was like
scones?
it was like scones, tea, and I don't know. There was something else we had, like a shepherd's pie or something. I don't know. Whatever it was $50. And I remember this because it was like his first date and he was super excited about it. And he told me like years later that night, the very next day, he had to go to the bank and put money in the account because he didn't have $50 in there. So like he had to hurry up and put the money in before they took the money out of the credit card. So, or debit card. But that place closed down. And then this one's closing down. Which in their defense, or in our defense, I don't know, it's closing. But they're closed Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And Tuesday through Friday, they're only open from 11 to 2. So, I mean,
Like, when are they making money?
Rebrand.
yeah. And then nobody's going to go at 1:30 because it takes like 45 minutes to get your food. So pretty much they're open, from like, 11 to 1:30.
That would be like if Lori opened a restaurant. So we'll be open for a little while, but then I have crafts to do.
I have stuff to do.
Kids, and I gotta bake the bread and do all this stuff. I love when Lori gives me a real list because it shows how empty my life is without all these things to do. And she sends me a list of things she does in one day, and I don't do that much in a month. Like, I don't know how she survives it. She's like,
I don't know how I
super
survive
underwhelmed.
either. I was like, I need a mental health day. And Tom was like, put down the crafts, Lori. Watch a movie.
Yeah, she'll be like this list. She's like, oh, I have to go shopping, and I have to go, I have to do this, and then I have to do whatever. And I'm sitting here like, can you title my books for me or not? Like, I don't need your whole list.
No.
Like, and then, so then she'll just keep listing off things. And I was like, are you still talking? Is this today or the week? And you're like, today.
Chris has moved on. I'm like, nope, still telling you about my day.
Yeah.
I'm only on part 3 of the list.
There's 75 things on the list.
Yeah.
At least.
What did someone said to me the other day, do you remember something? And I was like, I don't remember breakfast. Like, it's like, I was like, I don't know. My brain doesn't go back that far. But yeah, so Laura has a long list of very adult things to do. I work 2 to 3.
Let's clarify. You mean grown-up things, like
grown-up things.
not get weird. It is the
Adult
internet. You got to be clear.
Yeah,
The adult things are at the bottom of the list for nighttime.
Yeah.
The list just does this as the day goes.
Yeah. I run 2 businesses and Lori still works 1,000 times harder than I do. So
I tell you.
Yeah,
Ray can say, yeah, it's the kids.
Yeah. No, it's not even taking care of the kids. They're usually not on the list. It'll be like a couple of kid things like, oh, I got to pick them up. But that's like a small portion of Lori's day. The rest is like shopping, baking bread, making ammunition. I don't know what the hell she's doing. She's making
ammunition.
Something. I don't know. Building a
I'm
house.
gonna learn how to do that now too. I'm writing a list of all these imaginary things you guys think I do, and I'm gonna just learn them.
Money, building houses and porches. I don't know, whatever she's doing. And I'm sitting there like eating like those like the popcorn and watching a movie, like, what else you doing? I go to work for like let me see. I work 2 to 3 days a week for like 6 hours. So I work like 10 to 30 hours a week, if that. And then, Lori's doing everything like nonstop. So
and still technically self-employed. I work 10 hours a week.
Yeah. I try to be done with my day till before 3. I don't like working past 3.
Well, I don't know about the baking thing. I was doing these free marketplaces. It's like a farmer's market that's local. and they're gonna start charging like $100 a table, and I'm like, F that. Like, it's so hard for me to make $100 when I'm selling $1 covered pretzels to the kids.
No, that's
and
not
they're going to
good.
charge $100 a table. I'm done. So I'll take stuff to cons, but I'm not going to do like a big bake week like I
Why
had
don't you
last
go
week.
like door to door? You know,
That sounds terrible.
Well, that's why you have kids, Lori. You send them.
That's a
Windows
great
sale.
idea. I could put
Yes.
them on the road and be like, big sale, and then people
That's
would buy
right.
from the kids.
That's right.
That's a
That
great
sounds
idea.
about right. Yeah.
If they're not going to military school, they got to do something.
Yeah, you can't even like go to like your office and be like, buy my kids cookies. So
You could double up, go to the draft,
Whose
and get
office?
them to be like selling cookies as like members of the army. That'd be funny.
well, back in my day, you had to go door to door to sell cookies, but then like only a few 10 years back, 20 years back, they start it's the office thing. When I was working in office, the parents, usually the moms, bring in a list of buy my kids cookies. It's like you have to go door to door.
Oh yeah, we had like
I get that a lot at work, too.
kits.
I remember when they tried to push that on us. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck you. Sell your own shit.
All the time. It's like I had to go door to door. I had to like,
We went door to
possibly
door.
get
It's like
kidnapped.
here's their pitch. Hey kids, you like school, right? Why don't you help us fund it? So you're telling me if I don't sell this chocolate, we don't go to school anymore?
Yeah.
I'm not selling you
No,
chocolate,
not
sir.
selling it.
I got kicked out of I didn't make it to Girl Scouts. What was I in? Brownies. I got kicked out of Brownies. But I did have to go door to door. And I wanted to sell enough to get the ABC Book of Nature. And I won it. Well, I guess I earned it. And then I still have it. So that thing's like 40 years old now.
I like the tone of your voice change from "I won it." Well, I guess I earned it.
I earned it. Door to door, man. I was in New York, so I risked being kidnapped, poisoned, whatever, trafficked. I don't know, whatever. Man, I forgot what it was the other day where my brother's like, oh, I have to bring the kids, last year I was like, I have to bring the kids trick-or-treating. And I was like, we went on our own, man. We went in people's garages where they locked it and put on like fog machines. It's like, here, eat these homemade treats that we poisoned for you. Okay. So different world. Just a little
Definitely
bit.
a different world.
Just a little bit. Yeah, no, it's different. So I don't know. I did this StreamYard thing ends October 7th. So I went and made a free one. Tom says it's gonna stay free, but everyone else told me it's not. So we'll see what happens. But
So when you say you
According
made
to
a
their
free one,
announcement, there's a free option that's not
still
changing.
on StreamYard?
huh?
Still on StreamYard? Like this isn't like a different
It's still
platform. or something?
StreamYard, but it's free. So the only difference, as far as I can tell, is I can only stream to one place at a time. But I think I could still have 6 people on.
Yes.
Otherwise, Tom's booted.
Yeah. So what happened is StreamYard got bought.
Yeah. they did.
And if you all recall, everything went fucking weird about 6 months ago when things started. You couldn't stream to groups and things just went weird. It's because StreamYard got bought and the new owners are like, let's fuck it all up and charge more. And that's what's happening.
So
Bottom
they
dollar.
went from $15 a month to $45. That is
They
3
tripled it.
times.
Wow.
3 times the amount with nothing new. Nothing's new.
Yeah, I'm on a yearly plan where I'm paying $220 a year, which is only like $20 a month. So if I suddenly see like a spike, that's going away.
If you have it, why don't you do this show? Then I don't have to come on anymore.
Because it's your show.
I don't want it to be my show anymore. But I have so I signed up for the free one. And they already yelled at me that I haven't used it yet. It's been like 12 hours. But we'll try to I'll set that up. I figure while I have this one. I guess what I'll do is because usually I do Facebook profile and YouTube. One random person watches it on YouTube. So I'll probably just put the link, I guess, or something. I don't know, whatever. I was hoping I could cancel the show, but Tom came up with this idea to do the free one. So now I'm still required to come on.
Keep blaming Tom.
I blame Tom. So yeah. But I guess
could we call October 7th the non-finale?
yeah, the non-finale.
A
The
non-finale.
non-show.
The
Yay.
non-show. And then the week after that, I'm watching the hardcover. I almost randomly just did it today to be like, you know what, they're here. I'll just watch it. The fuck cares? But I didn't because I forgot. I was gonna do it, I forgot. So that was the only reason. Well, I kind of want to do it early just to get it over with, but I can't. It feels like forever since I've done a Kickstarter. So when was the last
A whole
time?
5 weeks.
Shut up.
When was the last time?
It's like,
feels
it's been like
forever.
3 weeks since I've launched a Kickstarter.
Has it? Has it been? No, it's been. Where is it? Let's see. When did I end the last one? I don't even remember. Nope, that's not it. What the hell? Let's see. Nope. I have no idea, but it feels like forever. What the hell is it? Lori, you should know. You should know these things. Let's see. I launched the last
I
one
don't remember
August.
breakfast.
Yeah, isn't it on your list, Lori?
What list?
So August 5th, I launched the last one. Where month?
You know, the last thing was on my list for today was to make ammunition.
Yeah, you got to do that. All right.
Hey,
so
that's
launch
perfectly
the
safe.
show.
You didn't say what kind of ammo. It could be Nerf ammo. It could be anything.
So I ended it on August.
Potato gun ammo. You could be growing it in your garden. You're
August
safe
20.
on a legal standpoint. Sorry, go ahead, Chris. My bad.
No, August.
I know what
Canadian.
she's doing. She's got little plastic balls that she's filling with paint individually. That's what she does all day.
August.
All day. I'm just waiting for Tom to come to Texas
A little mini silicone funnel.
so I can
Okay.
pelt him with little balls
August
filled with
1,
paint.
2, 3, 4. It's been 4 whole weeks. It's in 4 weeks. That is way too long.
Close. I said 3 weeks.
It's been this is the 4th. Yeah, this is the 4th. This is the beginning of the 5th week. So maybe I should launch it and just be like, fuck it. Because now it's gonna be there's still 1, 2, 3 more weeks to go. That's a long time. I could have done 2 more. I actually canceled my September because I didn't know if anyone could afford that anymore. So I was like, I'm gonna cancel this. But not everyone buys the hardcover, so I could just launch that and see who gets it. And then I have the Western coming out January 6th. I do it earlier, but I don't know if there's gonna be like a civil war, World War III, when whatever the election is. Either way, it's probably gonna cause some kind of war. So I figured
That'll be over. That'll be over by Christmas. You'll be fine in January.
All right, good. So that's one, and then I have one in
I'm telling you, from north of the border, watching the elephant and the donkey at this time, I just stay off the news, but I'll see like memes and stuff. It's very entertaining.
my husband hates it, but I watch that shit all the time. I
You
find
pulled in,
both
eh?
sides heavily. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm doing nothing all day while Lori's working, so I have plenty of time to watch both sides make a fool of themselves. So that's entertaining for me. But yeah, so I don't know, but
Maybe you need to catch me up on what's going on. And the night I'll be like, Marissa,
it
what happened in the news today?
It changes every hour. I have no idea.
That's not worth watching. You get the highlights at the end of the day. Stay away
Yeah,
from
that's what I
it.
need Marissa for.
You'll feel better about it. It's easy to get sucked up into that stuff. Like right
Yeah,
up north, there's it's not as explosive, mind you, but the whole thing with Trudeau and all the fighting about that nonsense.
I haven't heard about him in a while. Has he not done anything stupid or what?
Well, there's just a big push. Canadians, there's a growing trend in Canadians getting upset of being overtaxed, more so than ever. And part of it being the carbon tax. So the opposition is trying to call for what he's calling a carbon tax vote to try and apparently what will happen is if Trudeau gets the boot, the new guy in charge, Pierre, will he calls it axe the tax. That's what he calls it. So Pete, that's his thing. The carbon tax, that's the big dispute. But pales in comparison to the explosive political news dynamics of south of the border.
I heard was it California? It was probably California. Usually if it's on the news, it's California, New York, or Portland. That's how that's the line of there's something going on weird. But California had one where the restaurant charges you a carbon tax because of the energy it took to make the food. And I was like, I would not pay that. And the guy's like, we paid it, but if it was like, I forgot what it was like 5%. He's like, but if it ever got to 10%, I wouldn't pay that. I was like, I wouldn't pay 5%. Like,
Well, I just bought
like,
a inkjet
They
printer.
just like add it to your bill.
Yeah, it was taxes and carbon tax.
California is the worst place on the planet to live. Like
Yes.
the worst. Anywhere. Like go
Bob hates
anywhere
everything.
else.
That's right at the bottom. So,
Holy
you know
fuck.
it's
Like
serious
I
when he
left
doesn't
California 15 years ago ish. And I had lived there basically my whole life. And you could just watch it start to crumble. And when we left, I was like, dude, we got out at the exact right time. And it has just continued. We would move to the Midwest, Chicago.
What year?
Oh, it would have been 2000, like 12-ish, something
we
like
got
that.
out at like
we
got out in 2008, right when everything was crashing. We moved
Oh, sure, that was it. Yeah, of course. But like it just got progressively worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I mean just like politically and the whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
a disaster.
apparently, if you were a business in California and you moved out, you still had to pay California, which I thought wasn't real, but apparently it is. I don't know if it still is, but you had to pay a tax for 10 more years to California. It was some kind of like,
I don't know if it's
what?
Is it 10 years?
It was
That
like 10
reminds
years.
You had to pay.
Well, that's because there's
Even
been a
after you
mass
left.
exodus of businesses. They're all like, we're out, we're gone, we're
They're all
bailing.
coming to Texas.
Yeah.
That
They're here
reminds me
too.
of the Simpsons, that Simpsons episode where they're going to film Radioactive Man, the movie, and all of a
I
sudden
saw
everything
that.
just jacked up in price. And the guy's like, I'm not filming this anymore. I'm leaving. And then Wiggum's like, there is a leaving town tax.
Yeah.
We have a
Anything
lot. We have a lot of Californians moving here because a lot of my clients. I will say the best part is they tip, like they tip pretty good, because they don't realize
That's why our
nobody-
housing market is all jacked up, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
in
no, we
Texas.
yeah.
Because they all came in, they outbid everybody and they paid cash.
Yeah. Oh, I saw
have
there was
that
a little
problem.
video where this guy's like, we moved here from California because we couldn't stand what was happening in California. But we can't stand all the guns here. So we're fighting to have the guns taken away. And then we closed this little general store that's been open for 100 years because nobody needed that. But now we have a boba tea something. And they were like, all this stuff. And he's like, you know, we came in and we paid $30,000 over asking price. And they're like,
that's what
crossing
happened.
fingers that we get the locals away from here. So, yeah. I forgot. I think it was JP that calls Austin the tampon in the sea of red or something like that. Like it was just like
Lord.
all these people. That was his spiel. That's like it was a tampon in the sea of red. We have a lot of people moving here, but I think a lot of them are moving into like Nashville. Like that's big time Nashville. But yeah, I don't know. So, but yeah. I mean, don't you can move. I don't care who moves here. Just don't try to turn it into the place you just escaped from. Because
if you left there for a reason,
yeah,
don't bring that here.
Yeah, our houses did skyrocket. I mean, mine went from we bought it for
X amount.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you. We paid 165 10 years ago. How long have I fucking been here? What year is it? 9 years ago. And then now it's worth like 400 something. I could technically not afford my own house now. Like if I was to buy my house, I couldn't afford it. And we refinanced, or I refinanced right at the exact right point. My mom was trying to talk me out of it. And I was like, no, I want to get my interest down because it was like 4%, 4.5%. I was like, I want to get my interest down. So I turned it into a 10-year mortgage. And my mortgage rate is like 2%. And like, I guess the new rate's like what, 8? Is it 12 yet? I don't even know. Let's see. I have no idea what it is. What is today's rate? Today's rate. Oh, I don't know what I spelled, but that's like dyslexia, a whole other level. Rate, mortgage. Current rate. I'll just answer it. 7.2 is the new rate.
So pretty much 8, like you said.
Yeah. It's 7.2 if you do a 10-year. I don't know. I got really lucky. It was 8 like last week. No, a couple weeks ago. So, but yeah, I think they're like, and there's like a new kind of tax on it. Like you get taxed more on it or something. I don't know. I just got really lucky with mine. So my husband keeps saying our house is worth so much. Is like, and what? Where would we go? Like, what? What's
The thing is, all the houses are that much. So
okay,
you're not
like, where would we
making
go?
anything.
I mean,
You
we're
got to
working
move.
it off,
You have to
so.
move somewhere far where it's cheaper in order to.
If you have
Yeah.
the gift of clairvoyance, you want to sell when it's high and then wait for everything to crash, and then just like buy a.
The only way to move
not as
now
expensive home.
is sell. If you could buy a house with cash, if you can do it without a mortgage, that's the only reason why it's
Well,
worth
we
it.
had a similar problem, like you were talking about. I lived for a while in the province of Saskatchewan, and I was nearby a couple of potash mines. And in regards to like economy and stuff, they make
words mean.
potash is like basically fertilizer, salt. It's used in soap, weird
Yep.
stuff. But anyways, made a lot
I
of
have
money,
to
but
go.
you're out of
They're
here.
being obnoxious. I'm sorry. I have to say goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I love you. I didn't mean to interrupt, but they're being
All good, all
obnoxious, and they need to go to bed. And I'm
Me
surprised
too.
you can't
I'm
hear
always
them
obnoxious,
shouting.
though, and I always do want to go to bed. So okay.
You bring them on here. We're going to tell them they're going to military school.
Or tell them if they don't behave, the burnt mouth sailor will come in. You just hear like a knock on the door. They'll start
There you
behaving
go.
themselves.
Yeah. Bye.
I think she's bringing them here.
Can you,
She
can you
should
leave
Tom
that
will
up?
set 'em straight.
Can you leave that up though? Because they can't see you. Everything is glitched out unless there's a So if you leave it there, they can see you.
Johnny Garcia.
Send me your link, Ray, for the.
Oh, yeah,
See
yeah.
this guy right here? His name is Tom.
Hi.
He wants to tell you something.
Yes.
So you're going to military school.
What?
And you're gonna
Yeah.
learn. You're gonna learn some discipline,
Tomorrow.
and you're gonna call your mom, "Yes, ma'am,"
You're gonna ride a tank?
and that's what's gonna happen.
I want to ride a tank.
Not if you're riding on the barrel. You
There you
gotta
go,
hold on to
Lori.
it.
Sold, Lori. Sold.
Done.
Sold. She wants to ride a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to wash it as well, but only with a toothbrush. It's got to be
Nice.
spotless.
All right.
She seems excited,
funny.
Laura. I think you need to get on it.
But that means you gotta make your bed every day.
Room.
I can't hear you. They're too loud.
Laura, you have some beautiful non-Italian children. No, she can't hear us now. She was saying how she's like,
This is what you wanted. You wanted them to come in here.
I'm gonna
just
send you
gonna
a child.
just tell them something weird. Give them like riddles or something.
No.
You have to stop them.
Bye. Oh my god.
Bye, everybody.
I was gonna say something mean. I'm gonna say it anyway.
It's
They're
like the
birth
gremlins
control.
showed up, and
They're
know.
like birth control. You just watch them for 4 seconds and you're like, I'm not having kids. Yeah, I don't
Right.
have kids.
My middle child looks like a blend between a Cabbage Patch Child and Chucky.
Aw,
And
I think.
we were at the toy store and they're selling Halloween costumes now. So I found one of Child's Play and I put it up next to her and took a picture. I was like, I just need a red wig and a plastic knife or a real knife, either way. But I'm trying to convince her to be this killer doll. I don't know if I'll pull it off, but I'm working on it.
Nice. Good. We're all rooting for you.
I believe you.
Did you send me the link?
I was distracted by the
I want
gremlins,
to
the
hang
minions.
up. I want to end the show so I could go do nothing like I was doing before I came on this show.
I'll live out a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, my whole life is a Seinfeld episode. So
There you go. There you be.
so bossy. Oh, it's Mad Caps. That's why I can never find it.
As opposed to what were you thinking, Mad?
I put Mad Cap, and I
Mad
guess
Cap.
if it's not the exact word, it won't.
Throws up a
search-
bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. So apparently
I
it doesn't
get it.
work unless you put Mad Caps. But anyway.
Dun, dun, dun.
I didn't let Tom talk last time. Not that he has anything good to say. But Tom, do you have anything you have to say? Any 1,000 things coming out on Kickstarter or anything?
Not till
Okay,
October.
good.
That'll be our next campaign, Critter
It's not that
24.
far off. That's like a week away.
Well, it's the middle of October. It'll be the 13th.
Got 3
And the
weeks.
14th. Okay. I'll do the link. I don't know why I don't need to do the link again, but okay.
All
So
good. Yeah. Madcap's medieval fantasy. Think of like a Scooby-Doo scenario where some friends get caught up in it. Someone help me.
sorry, Lori, can't hear you.
Oh, that's kids are a good time. Mine are all in bed by 7. They have such
can't-
high energy, they burn out and then they sleep 12 hours. I kid
I
you
gotta
not.
be completely
10 to
honest
12,
with you.
depending on the day.
I can't handle my cats, so I was not meant. I took
Well,
my
there's
dog
a
out.
problem there. You're dealing with cats.
I mean I can't deal with like. I took my dog out to go. I have a small dog that thinks it's a cat. I take it out to the bathroom. I was like, how do people have kids? I'm already annoyed with this dog. Like, go already. Just go to the bath. Like, what are you doing? So I have no patience. Anyway, go ahead. You were talking like.
Oh,
normal.
for sure. So we got 4 friends caught up in a drug problem that has something to do with the undead.
Is this
3
the
issues
show or
total.
is this the comic or just your daily life? Like you just
Yes, exactly.
zombies going on?
I am in Winnipeg, the murder capital of Canada. Most deaths are done via knife, but that's a story for another time.
Nice.
Where was I? Oh, yes. So, yeah,
Zombie.
weird drug problem, something to do with the undead, and they are about to start realizing they're biting off more than they can chew. 3 issues total. Whole thing takes place over one night. It's a good time. Follow the link, and life is good. That's all I have to say.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I make it good because I say so. It's like Tom and his lactose intolerance. He says, "No, screw you, buddy. We're having more." That's like me with life. Life is good because I make it good.
Now she wants to drive a tank. Good job, Tom.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Armor Core Division.
When I was in high school, I thought it was so cool that you can get an assault rifle or something. And they had this job. They had this job fair, and the Army's like, "Oh, you can get assault rifles and all this stuff." And I was like, "Oh, sign me up!" I went home and told my mom, and she's like, "You are not going to school again until they're gone." And I was like, "Okay." So apparently the next day, my mom apparently they were calling me on the announcement, like on the like from the counselor thing saying, "Where is Carissa Grant? She's signed up for this." And no, I wasn't allowed to back to school for like a week till they were gone. So good times. I thought it was cool, but I would not survive 12 minutes at boot camp. I would be dead. I'd be like, "Where's the TV and the couch?" Like that's all. Like that's all I know. Anyway, this is my hardcover. I have 3 things in pre-launch because I'm a freaking maniac. This is October 14th. Western is January 6th, and issue 13 is February 17th. This is my hardcover. It's gorgeous. I'm biased, but it's gorgeous. It's 200 pages with I think 40 pages of extra. No one could see it, but I'm not making it bigger, so I don't care. It is cool because this is the last time I'm gonna have the pencil. I guess I gotta make this bigger. So somebody wanted this, and I literally only put this in here for him. So whatever. It's the sketch, the pencil, the ink, and the color. So the whole thing. It'll never happen again because my artist did not do it after issue 12. So the next book won't have any of that cool stuff. And my new artist doesn't scan in the pencils. So whatever. I don't know where I'm thinking of putting this. My whole room is completely covered in boxes and everything like that. So I really don't have anything interesting to say whatsoever. So that's it. We are back here next Monday if Tom shows up. And
I'm here next Monday, but the Monday after might be wonky.
The Monday after, that's the non-finale.
You're gonna miss the non-finale. I don't know if we can handle that.
It depends because I know I'm going to be on the road because I have back-to-back cons. I'm going to be heading. Actually, I might be at Lori's house. It's funny is I might actually be there.
So yeah, you could just go in her room, and you could be there. I am probably here, but not guaranteed to be here. Oh, I'm launching that day. Well, I'm probably here the 14th. but I am driving back from New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans. That sounds right.
Tom, you got to show up at Lori's house in military suit and be like, "Okay, it's time to go." To
Yep,
the kids.
I told you. I told
Yeah.
you.
There you go. So anybody watching, find Big Shark so I can cancel this non-show. And that's it. Tom doesn't have anything interesting to say whatsoever, which is normal. And then we're just gonna go. So I'm just gonna hang this up. I am gonna watch Aquarium of the Dead. Ray, you have to watch Aquarium of the Dead. So it's free on Tubi.
That's the one where the lady decides to step over the shark instead of around.
No,
Yeah.
it's the
Yes.
one where
Yes.
it's the one where she's doing yoga with the shark and it did not appreciate it and bitter.
And it's just gumming on her
That is
thigh and choking at the same time.
yoga. I don't care what anyone says. That is yoga. I believe it's like the some stupid
At some point, does the shark press its third eye into the ground?
That is definitely what happened. Well, her eye probably does, but I don't know if both of them do. Yeah. So watch Aquarium of the Dead. I'm gonna try to watch it with my co-writer. If not, I'm gonna have to do it on my own, and then just recap that. But I need to see the killer starfish. So that is my goal, to see killer starfish. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So we're ending now because I said I am.